Welcome. We are following this book, First Chapter Managerial Accounting on an Overview. Today's lecture on these two topics. First one, why is ethical behavior important to business? So, ethical behavior important to business. We need ethical behavior because of ethical behavior is an lubricant. Lubricant. This is fuel that keeps the economy running. Without that lubricants, the economy would operate much less efficiently. So this lubricant is very much essential to operate our business. This is suppose our business. This business is running by this lubricant. So without this lubricant, the business will run less efficiently. Okay, less efficiently. So less would be available to consumers, quality would be lower. So when quality will be lower, the price would be higher. So that times we need ethical behavior. Okay, so ethical behavior important to business. Code of conduct for management accountants. So here code of conduct. The code of conduct, basically we have 2 points. Number one, principle. Number second, standards. So here the Institute of Management Accountants, that means IMA of the United States, has adopted an ethical code. This is ethical code called Statement of Ethical Professional uh, Practice that describes in some details the ethical responsibilities of management accountants. So here earlier I told these 2 points, principles and standards. That means a commitment to ethical professional practice includes overarching principles that express our values, and number second, standards that guide our conduct. So very easy to understand this one. This is principle IMA, Institute of Management Accountants, overarching ethical principles. These ethical principles includes honesty, fairness, objectivity and responsibility. Okay, so here members shall act in accordance with these principles and shall encourage others within their organization to adhere to them. Okay, adhere to them means this one. So here number second, standards. So in our standards we have 4 basic point: competence, confidentiality, integrity and credibility. So number one, in competence we have 4 points: knowledge and skills, relevant laws, regulations and technical standards, accurate, clear, concise and timely, and successful performance. uh, we can discuss more on this point. Each member has a responsibility to these 4 points. That means here developing knowledge and skill, that means maintain an appropriate level of professional expertise by continually developing knowledge and skills. Number one. Number second, we call relevant laws, regulations and technical standards. So here perform professional duties in accordance with these laws, regulation and standards. Number three, we call accurate, clear and concise and timely. That means provide decision support, information and recommendations that are accurate, clear and concise and timely. Number four, just recognize and communicate professional limitations or other constraints that would preclude responsible judgment or successful performance of an activity. Number second, confidentiality. So here 3 points: legally required, ensure compliance and unethical advantages. So here more discussions. Each members has responsible to these 3 points. The keep information confidential uh, except when disclosures is authorized or legally required. Number two, inform all relevant parties regarding appropriate use of confidential information. And number three, refrain from using confidential information for unethical or illegal advantage. Number 3, integrity. Here 3 points: potential conflict, duties ethically, and discredit the professions. So here each member has to responsible to mitigate actual conflicts of interest. Number second, this is one. Number 2, refrain from engaging in any conduct that would prejudice carrying out duties ethically. Number 3, abstain from engaging in or supporting any activities that might discredit the profession. Number 4, we call credibility. Here, fairly and objectivity reports, analysis, or organization policy. So here each member has a responsibility to uh, communicate information fairly and objectivity. And number 2, disclose all relevant information that could reasonably by expected to influence an intended user's understanding of the reports, analyze, or recommendations. Number 3, disclose delays or deficiencies in information, timeliness, processing, or internal controls in conform conformance with organization policy and or applicable law. Okay, so that's all. Our next lecture on corporate social responsibility. Thanks.